Is it easier to build and cheaper? Maybe. My name is Tim Diesel. I'm a commercial real estate consultant. And what I want to talk to you about today is a different strategy for picking up property and not overpaying like everybody's doing right now. Okay, so let's get into it. I get many people thinking building is the way. It's the easiest way to do it. Here's a couple things, and let's kind of break this down a little bit. If you want to buy an office building, the problem right now is, let's suppose this building is 100% occupied, all right? This is a diamond in the rough. It's fantastic, and forget about what the market, the media, whatever's going on out there. It's a great deal on this building. Now, what's gonna happen is you're probably gonna overpay for this building, right? You've got really good leases in there, I don't know, 3 to 5 years. This thing is spinning like a top. The problem is, a lot of times people will come to me and they'll say, hey, what if I just buy the land and I build it for cheaper? That's very true. That can happen, and you're gonna get it way cheaper. So instead of paying, let's say, $300 a foot, now you're gonna pay $200, right? So you're saving yourself a lot of money. Here's some things to consider. If you're buying land, most of the time you have to own the land before you can get a loan on it, or it's 50%. Usually that's what it is. Now I know there's hard money loans out there, there's all kinds of stuff. My biggest issue with land is it doesn't cash flow. I don't like investments that do not pay anything, because what happens is you're in a position now where you're just making payments. But let's suppose you paid for the land in cash. A couple of things now. Okay, so you've paid it. Most of the time, the land is not primed and ready to go, right? There's trees on it and stuff, so you gotta clean the land up, get it primed, get it ready, utilities. There's some work you have to do. It's not, if somebody sells you land with diagrams and specs of everything that you can do, they've usually marked up the price a lot. And you gotta start thinking, well, if it was that easy, why didn't they do it? So a lot of times you'll see these things maybe for an apartment, and they'll say, hey, there's a 50 unit build and you can buy them all for 100,000 or whatever the case is. Well, why didn't they just complete the job? So there's a couple of things you want to really, be aware of. And it could be a good deal, I don't know. You have to do some research. But building takes a while. So let's say you started January 1 and you've got all the team, you've got everything going. By the time you pull permits, by the time you get people there, I mean, maybe if you're a rock star, you can do 6 months. And I'm saying this is amazing, right? 6 months is you've got the whole crew there working every single day, and I mean weekends. But what's more likely to happen is city permits, contractors don't show up, you're gonna have to fire some people, you're gonna get delayed. There are so many different things that can happen, right? Now, let's suppose you buy the land, you build the office building, a year later, everything's done, everything's complete. Well, now you've got to lease it out, right? You're not going to get people lined up ready to lease tomorrow. It's going to take some time to get everybody in. But I'm not even saying that. I'm saying, let's say you pre-leased everything and they're ready to go day one. Even if that happens, now what's your strategy? You've already laid out all this cash. You've already paid for the land, you've already paid for the building. How are you going to recoup your money? So if you're planning on selling it, that's one thing. It's kind of a sales strategy. If you're looking at cash flow, well, that wasn't a very wise way to do it, because you've dumped out so much cash and you've wasted so much time. You see what I mean? So sometimes on the surface, building looks better, but when you really dive into it, even a 5% return on your money could be better because you're getting it quicker. By the time a year goes in, well, you've already made a little bit of money rather than dumping out so much and then putting out more. So you got to look at your time factor too. I don't recommend building for new investors. Developing is not something you want to just start onto. So if it is something you're considering, maybe down the road, but those are some challenges that you want to think about. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. Thank you.